Disguised as a merchant, the chief robber went to Mustafa. Delighted at the idea of earning more money, the cobbler took the robber to Ali Baba's palace. The wicked man fixed in his mind the exact place and street. Back in his cave, he ordered 2 of his men to buy a cart and 39 giant jars. Now, after the murder of the messenger, there were only 38 robbers left, and each one hid in a jar. The last jar was filled with oil and loaded with the others onto the cart pulled by 4 horses. The robbers set off for the city. It was late when they reached the palace, and Ali Baba himself came out. "What can I do for you?" he said. "I am an oil merchant," replied the leader, "and I must be at market tomorrow. It's late and we are tired. Can you give us a bed for the night?" Ali Baba, who was a nice man at heart, warmly welcomed the merchant and his men. He allowed the cart to be taken into the courtyard. After a good meal, the leader of the band went back to the courtyard. He said he was going to make sure that none of the jars had been damaged during the journey. But in fact, he warned his men to be ready at a signal to leap from the jars and kill everyone in the palace. As all the others in the house slept, Marzina stayed in the kitchen to clean up. Suddenly, she thought she would have a sip of the merchant's oil to see if it was as tasty as her own. But when she lifted the lid from the first jar, to her horror, a gruff voice growled, "Is it time?" "No, not yet," muttered Marzina hastily.